I had to restart that joint. I was on the right channel. I had to restart it though. Notifications wasn't going out correctly. Just try it again. Try it again. I had to restart it. Pardon me. We're going to talk a little bit about the situation that happened in the Bronx over the weekend with the LA rapper, the LA drill rapper that was killed in the Bronx. He wasn't a drill rapper. He wasn't a drill rapper. He was a regular rapper. He had drill songs. But he definitely wasn't a drill rapper and shit. He had a couple different skill sets. And he wasn't from Los Angeles. A lot of media outlets are reporting that it was a drill rapper from Los Angeles killed. He went to LA to get on. He's from Chicago, for real. I met him. He was a friend of mine. Moneygang Vontae was a friend of mine. He was on Gully TV a long time ago. Maybe when he was like 19. Maybe he was like 19 or 20. I met him during the time that I was filming. Nope. I met him during the time when I was going to get on with Haitian Jack. Like around the time that I was wearing that I Want to Interview Haitian Jack t-shirt, that's when I was around Tay. I met him. As a matter of fact, me, Vontae, me, Tay, Benny the Butcher, Hottie, who y'all hear Benny rap about a lot, and Rody Mack, who you see on his channel. We was all together, Hollywood Boulevard. That's where Tay and them used to be at and shit. He was a aspiring rapper from Chicago when I met him. I met him in the streets. He gave me a little freestyle. Cool dude, man. We stayed in touch. I didn't even know that he blew up to be a rapper. I didn't. When me and him had a relationship, it was him talking about becoming a rapper. We followed each other on IG for many years. He was just my dude and shit. Like when I was in LA, when I was living in Cali and shit, I was out there with one person. But if anything had went wrong, I would have probably went to go stay with Tay and them. I met him on Hollywood Boulevard. At the time, he presented himself to be a hustler. He was a hustler. He was about some money. So that money gang shit, he was talking that shit the whole time. I can't believe that they dogged him out like that. He was like harmless. He was harmless, man. I will say this: the person that I seen on camera now wasn't the same person that I met maybe 3 or 4 years ago and shit. He definitely morphed into something else. When I met him, it wasn't no assault rifles and shit like that. When I met him, it wasn't no assault rifles or nothing like that. It was just weed, lots of weed. He definitely was about some paper. When I met him, he was like, man, I just came out here from Cali. Me and my little squad, man, we trying to do this and this and that. We doing this and this and that. And I made it clear to him. I'm like, my nigga, he knew who I was. I'm like, I only fuck with professionals, my nigga. Like, I'll do whatever I can to help you. But again, I only fuck with professionals. At this time, he wasn't really taking rap serious and shit. He spit a freestyle for me. I'll never forget him. Never forget him. I only seen him in person like 3 or 4 times and shit. But I'll never forget him. Smile. Gap 2 smile. Real silly and shit. I can't believe that they blew him down like that. He wasn't like no threat. He said he was begging for his life. The people in the store heard him begging for his life. The people in the store didn't do nobody no justice, man. Them niggas was up in there riding and shit. Nobody called the police, man. And fucking the people in the store, they crouching down, they scared. I mean, I don't know if they knew that them niggas had murderous intentions, but yeah, they gunned my man down on camera and shit. Gunned him down on camera. Just by checking out the whole situation, the place where he was at, he ain't really had no business being up there. I know people, it's a free country and you can go where you want to go, but if you go to somebody else's city, make sure you know them niggas that you with, man, because it kind of looked like he got lined up from start to finish and shit. I don't think a person would come to New York and get a hotel or start hanging around in the Bronx unless they was there with somebody or unless somebody invited them there or they knew somebody. You feel me? Um, I think it's best for people to not be going into neighborhoods and boroughs and shit, exploring and shit like that. Everything he did was wrong. Everything he did was wrong. He said BX is full of animals. Wearing jewelry in the hood ain't worth it at all. Life is too cheap. Um, I got a picture I posted on Instagram. If you follow me on IG, look at the picture I posted of Vontae outside of the bodega. It's a guy in the cut looking at him like, this one of the same guys that ended up jumping on him in the store and shit. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these young niggas just throw their lives away like that. Everybody's on camera. Nobody has a mask on and shit, man. The trigger man, you must didn't want to be here anymore, man. You might as well have turned the hammer on yourself. You did that on camera in front of, and it was in the what was it, commission of a robbery. That was a murder committed while performing a robbery and shit. Yeah, I knew him. Yeah, I knew him. I knew him. I knew him. I knew him. His name was always Moneygang Tay. You know, he was a little weed boy and shit, man. You know, used to always keep the gas and shit like that. Again, we was close enough. We was like grinding together, trying to get on out west when I was doing the Haitian Jack joint. Like when I was out there, that's somebody I would talk to every day. He had all the weed. He had the weed. Knew his way around. Had a vehicle. Like he was an ally of mine and shit. I remember being on his ass all the time about the music and shit. I'm like, my nigga, like he would call me, text me, make small talk. I'm like, man, what are you talking about right now, my nigga? Like, is we trying to bust a move or nothing, man? We need to be trying to set up your interview and do this and this and this and that. And he'd laugh and shit. Anybody that knew him knew he laughed a lot and shit. He was kind of silly and shit, but he was harmless. He's a good, innocent kid. He's 27. When I met him, he was probably 22. He might have been about 21 or 22. He had just moved to LA and shit. I got him on camera somewhere with Benny the Butcher and Hottie, and we was all standing out there on Hollywood Boulevard just chilling and shit. The part about him being in the Bronx, like if you just look at what he did, everything he did was very naive and amateur. Number one, you in the Bronx, you got to be aware of their reputation. They drilling for real. They up there on some bloodthirsty shit amongst each other for real. You come up there with some jewelry on, them niggas trying to have that, man. You can tell he was just moving around like he wasn't really instructed and shit. Nobody told him, yo, that's not a good place to go to a pharmacy. You want to go to a pharmacy? You go to a pharmacy in Manhattan. You go to a pharmacy downtown somewhere, man. You don't be hopping out on these blocks with jewelry hanging from your neck, man. Like, these little dudes are starving, man. Like, they not even thinking they so hungry. They not even thinking. They thinking of the right now, and they put you down about your fucking jewels and shit. The Bronx is a war territory. He said they got all their faces on camera outside walking too. All of them. One of them is in the picture with him. The picture that he took outside the Bronx, the screenshot, the still that you see on this video. It's one of the dudes is in the fucking still. Ice grilling and shit in the back, looking like a hater. Them little niggas that be standing outside of stores all day. Them niggas ain't got no pack. Them niggas is dangerous, man. Bum ass niggas and shit. Trying to take somebody's life for nothing. Nobody even knows whether or not that jewelry was right. You know what I mean? Tay had money for jewelry. Don't make no mistake about it. He had money for jewelry, but them bubble letter chains, them chains with the bubble letters. If I was a jacker, I wouldn't even target one of them joints, man, because the way they was introduced to us, them bubble letter joints was introduced to us on social media. Basically, some bang bang shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that I seen with them joints, I wasn't sure about them. And they seen that joint hanging from his neck, and he said they be looking fake. I wouldn't go for them. Nah, them bubble joints never looked it right to me and shit. They never shined for real and shit. And I'm just saying to myself, man, they ain't put him down about no fake jewelry, man. Like, I don't know. Again, I don't know. He could afford jewelry. I just don't know about them bubble chains and shit. I think he provoked that by chilling in front of the bodega like he was gangster. Wrong thing to do. in New York City, and he not even from out there. Like, if you from New York, you know that's calling for trouble. Yeah, he posted a picture, and according to this video, it's a video online. They said after he had already went in the pharmacy, outside and was standing out there hovering on some tourist shit, like hovering around, man. Niggas come from other cities and go to New York. They ain't never seen them big ass buildings, traffic moving all crazy. Like, it's an experience and shit. And I believe he got punch drunk about that shit right on the spot and just became reckless as a motherfucker, man. Reckless as a motherfucker. Like, essentially what he did, you can't hop out on Madison and Pulaski, man. Like, you can't do that in Chicago with jewelry on, man. So don't go to nobody else city doing that shit. Like, for real. And it just don't seem like a robbery. The situation, it don't seem like a robbery. Because if you robbing somebody, once you lick them, you're trying to get the fuck away. You're trying to be out. Why would you hit him off like that, man? And you already got the best of him. You already got the best of him. It just didn't make any sense. Like, there had to have been some type of vendetta. I don't know whether he was into, like, the drill rapper beef to be going on online and somebody lured him to New York or something. It just seemed like it was a devilish, a devilish deed. The whole thing was devilish. The way I met him, I was standing out on Hollywood Boulevard filming Benny the Butcher and Brody Mac, my pimp homie and shit. The footage still on his channel. As we standing out there, Tay walked by. He was a jokester. He had jokes and shit. He was like, what's going on here? He said, he walked up as I was filming. What's going on here? What we doing here and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I turned around and he's standing right there. I'm like, what's up? I'm Gully TV. And he was like, I rap. I'm like, let me hear something. And he spit for me and shit. And I didn't record it. I recorded some of it, I believe, but I put the camera down. I said, let me hear you. He spit, and I told him, I said, my nigga, you should be a rapper. I said, you should be a rapper. You should put some emphasis on rapping and shit. I think you could be a rapper. You know what I mean? That was one of the last times I believe I seen him face to face. We stayed in touch with each other on Instagram. I didn't know about his online presence. I didn't know that he branded and became somebody with his. He was just Tay when I met him and shit. People tend not to take New York serious as they used to because of a lot of clown shit they see online. But New York is dangerous in its own way. Not like the past, but still dangerous to an extent. I live in a BX and wouldn't chill in a random slum hood. Savages pull the trigger when you beg for your life. Damn. Too many special ed kids out here. It's a nasty gang war in the Bronx, and the wolves is out looking for food. Hassan Campbell said even grandma gotta be dangerous. Damn. Y'all share this live stream. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just here reflecting on the death of my little man and shit. I had a personal relationship with Moneygang, Vontae. I regret that we didn't go ahead and get together and put the interview together, but like I said, he was kind of torn between chasing some paper in the streets and becoming a rapper and shit. Obviously, he started to put some emphasis on. As soon as I heard the name about was announced that somebody named Moneygang Vontae was killed, I went to look at him because I ain't know no other Moneygang, but I didn't know no other Moneygang Tay. I didn't know nobody else. I went and I looked, and I'm like, damn, that looked just like Tay. I'm like, that kind of looked like him. His dreads got a lot longer. I went further into his bio and seen that he was under a distribution company or management company out of Chicago. I'm like, that's him. Damn. To the young men in the Bronx who killed my little man, your days is numbered. I'm pretty sure y'all done already ran to the Poconos and shit. That's where broke niggas from New York run. they run right across the state line of Pennsylvania. They gonna come get you in Bethlehem, Easton, Allentown, or in the fucking Poconos somewhere. Niggas be killing motherfuckers. Don't even got no resources, nowhere to run, nothing. You know what I mean? They have somebody from their neighborhood take them across the state line and dump them. Them niggas somewhere scared in the woods right now, waiting for the police to come get them and shit. I'm pretty sure everybody involved was like, why the fuck did you shoot him? I don't think everybody there came there to kill anybody. My man said, last video I saw of Gully, he was talking about the Supreme Fish Delight on Wesley Chapel. Tell me why 2 people just got offed up there last night. That's crazy. He said, surprisingly, Gully, they probably still in the hood. Them niggas won't be able to hide nowhere, man. They won't. It was too blatant and brazen, man. Them niggas those are animals. Them niggas gotta be confined and shit. Did you hear about old ass Ryder get indicted out of Philly? Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't get on here and get on live about it because this shit happens on the regular and shit. A lot of people are wrapped up in the putting on a show for social media. A lot of people, they into putting on a show. What I mean by that is they presenting themselves to be rappers, successful rappers and entertainers, but they doing other shit to sustain this shit. Y'all seeing this? This is why you getting all these RICO cases and all that type of shit. There be other shit going on. A lot of these niggas be doing it. I be amazed. I be like, damn, man, this nigga got 1,000 chains. This nigga been at every event. This nigga be flossing every day, getting fresh every day. I'm like, how the fuck do these niggas pull this shit off? How? He said they putting on a show for the feds. We been heard about that Ryder situation. Yeah, that shit happened like Thursday and shit. We get a chance, if you stick around long enough, you get a chance to see what people really do, what's they real 9 to 5. He said, in the comfortability Buddy had shooting him, that was so ignorant. Yeah, he styled on him and shit. Yeah, sat over him and banged him down and shit, and he was begging for his life. The people in the fucking pharmacy, man, they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. Anybody can get touched, doesn't matter who you are. Those clowns are done. Their face is clear as day on that video. One of them faces on my Instagram page in a picture with Tay right now. At I am Gully TV _. Too many shootings, all on camera. Yeah, them niggas want to go to the mountains and be blades and shit. You just threw your pussy card away, dumb young motherfucker. You just killed a motherfucker on camera for nothing. Why don't people have this energy for other people? Man. Good afternoon. Anybody could get touched. Doesn't matter who you are. You just don't want to. You don't want to be running around with steak hanging from your neck around a bunch of hungry niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? If they're hungry, man, you can't fault them and shit, man. Like how they going about feeding themselves. I understand that part of the game, but them niggas going to the penitentiary. He said them clowns live on that block. Idiots don't travel too far. That's what I don't get, why they don't got anyone, and they was clear as fuck. Why don't we have the same energy towards we already know? Yeah, I didn't want to say it and shit. The store clerks were punks. A 911 call probably could have helped out the situation and shit. The people in the pharmacy are cowards that did do anything to help that man. At least throw something at the Bronx goons. They needed to be making calls and shit. Like, as soon as the fight broke out in their store and shit, like, call somebody to straighten this shit out and shit. Now you got a body. The new generation have no knowledge of self. Why this dude posting up in the grimy part of the Bronx shining? He didn't know. I don't know who he was doing a show with. They say he was in New York to do a show. He was running around looking at venues or some shit. I don't know who idea that was. He went out there with somebody, though. I don't think he came by himself. I think he talked to somebody and was in touch with somebody who would direct him to the Bronx. When you get there, the planes don't land in the Bronx. Airplanes don't land in the Bronx. Trains don't land in the Bronx. How the fuck did you get to the Bronx? Dude was, I already said he's from Chicago. I really knew him and shit. I had a relationship with him. Cats from the hood, more dangerous than ever. No G's for that block to tell the wolves to back down. The nigga that's on my Instagram page in the picture with Tay, that nigga was a devil. He was a demon. You can't tell me that he didn't take part. I seen him on camera when the shit popped off. The same nigga in the picture with him is in the store beating him with something, a stick or an umbrella or some shit. I don't know what it was. He said, gotta play better defense when you playing an away game. Facts. When they said LA drill rapper, that should have gave you some clue that they was out of touch with where he was from and shit. LA got drill rappers. LA don't have drill rappers. Them niggas been shooting shit and rapping about it. They don't have no drill culture. All right. Let's get down to business now. Vladimir. You like following my guests. You like interviewing niggas behind me. I ain't got no problem with it as long as you go behind me. You gonna always be number two. Shout out to Troy Reed. Vladimir. You can't go. If y'all want to know how I keep scoring and shit, Vladimir, you can't go where I go. You're not one of us, my nigga. You feel me? You could try all your fuckery. You got 4 or 5 people interviewing motherfuckers with you. You pay niggas. You give them, flight arrangements and shit like that. All of that's cool. It's more than Sean Branch. It's in the double figures now. Let me style on this nigga a minute. Your platform is trash. That shit garbage. That shit garbage. You'll interview a rock by the side of the road and shit. Shit garbage. Ain't nothing ain't no tact involved in shit, man. I perform surgery and shit. I do surgeries to niggas. Let's talk about my last week. Let's talk about this tirade I've been on. Let's start with the Malcolm X joint. Let's start. I don't even give y'all enough time to celebrate my shit. Start off with the Malcolm X. Breeze through that. Right? After that, do it all from Lords of the Underground. Boom. Then I took y'all to Antigua. Right? Finished that kill switch with the murder unit. Shout out to all of them. That's etched in stone. Right? Y'all wasn't even done with that. I took y'all to another country. Back to the Dominican Republic with Haitian Jack, where he talk about Tupac and Madonna and shit. That shit ain't never been uploaded and shit. I held on to that for about 3 years and shit. Just in case any one of you niggas decide to get uppity and think that y'all could surpass the dribble. I got ammunition for you niggas. You feel me? Shout out to Troy Reed. I got more. Coming soon, Troy Reed talking about the great Larry Davis and his relationship with Larry Davis. He called Larry Davis a superstar. Don't believe none of these niggas. Don't believe none of these niggas and the shit that they be saying and shit. I'm gonna keep y'all engaged and shit, man. This shit is fun to me. If you follow me on IG, you know I got more ammunition. Shout out to all you niggas who didn't answer emails and shit like that or didn't fuck with the dribble. Now you can't fuck with the dribble and shit. You can't get on and shit. Don't even fucking think about it. If you left me on scene, if you didn't answer an email, anything like that, You can't be involved. You're banished to the bench. You dig? You can't play the game. He said, Gully be on the ground in the middle of the hood comfortable. Man, I don't be comfortable. I get there, I take care of my business, I get the fuck on. I got a don't approach me aura and shit. I'm a big nigga. I don't talk to motherfuckers and shit. I just be minding my business, taking care of business and shit. So, that's it. You know what I'm saying? He said, I like that Malcolm joint. Vladimir could never. Vladimir, Troy Reed talks relationship with Pat Porter. You've been on the periphery of that story for 10 years, you and AZ. Shout out to AZ, you creep. You knew about that footage that Troy shot, and then you tried to distance yourself from him. You knew about that footage. You knew about that footage of Alpo going to the Rich Porter scene of the crime. You got on Vlad, try to act like you didn't know nothing about it, like it was news to you. You's a rotten nigga. I wouldn't trust that nigga, man. I wouldn't trust him. For real. You knew what was going on. You knew what was going on. Y'all go check that interview out I did with Troy Reed. I got more. We gonna straighten a whole lot of niggas out this week. Yeah, he's a creep. He's a creep. That niggas that try to be cool with everybody. Niggas that try to be cool with everybody, and they said that about him. They said that he don't want the problem and shit. They said that on his documentary. Niggas that try to be cool with everybody, they no good because they don't share an opinion or a point of view of their own and shit. Their opinions and points of view is gonna reflect the mainstream and shit, or the tough guys and shit. At no point is he gonna stand in no adversity and shit. He gonna always blend in with the crowd and shit. That's AZ. But you knew about that shit. You knew about it. We got more revelations coming and shit. Shout out to Troy Reed. I appreciate you choosing myself and Hassan Campbell. Don't expect to see him on Vlad. He ain't going. Vlad out of touch with this shit. He disrespected Troy Reed. Troy had a conversation with Vlad. Vlad wasn't aware of the significance because he's not one of us. He wasn't aware of the significance of Troy Reed, so he done said some more slick shit to Troy Reed, disrespect him. Same way he offered Alpo $5,000 and shit. So, yeah, we got blue tops over here all week. Ain't nobody else got none. Make sure y'all come over here, man. Get you a handful of blue tops. I'm putting dope out all week. There's nothing he could do about it. He a fraud. Ask AZ the age of the girl he brought the apartment when he got shot. Yeah, they said he's a pedophile and shit. Girl was like 13 or 14 or some shit. Vladimir. You can't get no Troy, man. Albert's moved on to the essence. But someone who befriended him for the last probably 15, 16 years. I got all access. Y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get increments. I'm gonna share my increments. Sometimes our own are the worst. Yeah, Michael Mullins. Yeah, surgical. Here go my scalpel right here and shit. This is one of my scalpels. He said, keep it 55th Street. Keep this shit Gully TV. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. He said, when did you get the head tattoo? When I left the building, you know what I'm saying? I had to live up to this. I was anointed the dribble god. I didn't make this up. One of my fans gave me this name and shit. I had to live up to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Once I got to mingling with niggas like Tracy McGrady and Shaquille O'Neal, Skip to my little and shit, I'm like, damn, man, this shit really about that. You feel me? So I morphed into the dribble and shit. I put it on the side of my dome because this is where all them ideas come from and shit. This is where all the melanated ideas, they come right the dome. You feel me? So that's where it come from. I used to be a basketball player and shit. When y'all come here, y'all get dribbled. Didn't y'all hear Jim Jones say? He said, Mano really stepped his dribble up on this album. This shit is infectious. Can't escape. Boom, boom, boom. He said, I'm a fan, been out the loop. I'm back now. That's cool. Went from strong arm robbery to murder. I know his boys tired at him for killing that boy. Yeah, you put everybody in the penitentiary, retard. He said, wow, Jim a shark body. Nah, the dribble is for everybody. Basketball is a team sport, man. When you hear niggas talking about the dribble, when you hear niggas say, man, I'm trying to get my dribble right and shit like that, that's universal. That's for everybody and shit. Striving for perfection and shit. And I'm a manifestation of it. Y'all sit here and y'all watch the dribble. Y'all watch the dribble. Y'all watch the escalation. Don't this shit continue to escalate? Who's next? Hove? Somebody like that? I already know. My mom told me. She was like, God damn, man, like, who's next? Who's next? Trying to get my dribble right. I'm trying to get my dribble right, man. Y'all should do it with me and shit. Who you got in game tonight? I like the way Boston play ball, man. I like the way Boston play ball. What I mean by that is you could shoot all the threes you want, man. Al Horford, that nigga Robert Williams, I think he's number 44. Them niggas trying to big dog you. Jalen trying to big dog you. You see how many layups them niggas get on Steph Curry? They be laying his little ass up. That shit funny as hell to see a nigga get broke down from the top of the key and get laid the fuck up. Tatum does that shit just like Kobe Bryant all the time. Steph has no chance. He bullies the fuck out of him, man. He back that nigga down, spin around, hezzy, throw the shoulder into him, just move his little ass out of the way, layup. Same thing Marcus Smart did. Marcus Smart had about 5 straight layups on Steph the other day. Steph couldn't get around that big body. Steph's defense is his offense. His offense is his best defense. He trying to bang you up. He trying to spray you up out the place and shit. But real basketball, when you see Boston play, that's real basketball and shit. That's real basketball. The Golden State Warriors whole team shooting threes. Who is they center? Who is they center? Who is they power forwards? Do them niggas even got names? I think Boston gonna do it, man. Golden State has to play perfect games to beat them. They have very little room for error. Boston can make errors. They like 9 deep. You know what I'm saying? They got the other the Williams boys coming off the bench. The light-skinned one, number 12. Then you got that white boy Pritchard, number 11. You got that light-skinned nigga, number 9. Like, these is all niggas coming off the fucking bench. Like, you got to deal with this shit. Like, Golden State has to play a perfect game to beat these niggas. Them niggas is deep, and they bringing the ruckus. They bringing the ruckus. And Al Horford has had mediocre games the last 2 games and shit. He's going to break out. Any one of these games, Horford going to break out. He going to break out. Like, you got to fear them. Golden State, you have to defend the perimeter. That's it. If you can defend the perimeter and score, you can beat them niggas. He said Boston got a better team and coach for sure. Somebody asked me who got the best music out right now. I'm going to tell you who I'm listening to right now. I'm listening to the Boot Camp Click. That Biggie Smalls joint that sent me on that Biggie Smalls documentary that I was talking about. As soon as I set the internet on fire about Biggie, homeboy uploaded a video with C Gutter. He wouldn't call Gutter. He tries to rob my algorithms and everything. But anyway, so yeah. That when I looked up when I watched that documentary about Biggie, it gave me so much new information to look up. Them niggas Boot Camp Clique is the Brooklyn Wu-Tang Clan. Boot Camp Clique is the Wu-Tang Clan. They just from Brooklyn and shit. They the Brooklyn Wu-Tang. I got locked up 96. And I was listening to whatever they had on in Yo Chest, y'all. We be the best, y'all. From Buckshot on down to the rest, y'all. I was listening to that shit on the radio. I never heard the Fab Five. I met Sean Price, his wife, and his daughter at Prodigy's funeral. I think somebody introduced me to them. And I knew that he could rhyme. I just didn't know the significance of Sean Price. Sean Price is Raekwon of Boot Camp Click. The Boot Camp Click was a Voltron like a motherfucker, man. Go listen to this fucking song called Trading Places. It was the first time I ever heard it, just the other day. It's called Trading Places by the Boot Camp Click. Helter Skelter, them niggas is supposed to be mentioned in the same breath as Mobb Deep and fucking the Locks. Sean Price, Ruck and Rock, them niggas are supposed to be mentioned in the same sentences as Ghostface and Raekwon, Styles and Jada, Prodigy and Havoc. Put Ruck and Rock from Helter Skelter in that shit. Them niggas is like that, yo. I've been listening to they shit all week. Them niggas is grizzly bears. I'm pretty sure the industry didn't accept them niggas all like that because they were scared of them niggas. I know they was scared of them niggas. No, did no record label want them niggas. They didn't know them niggas look a lot more darker than Wu-Tang Clan and shit. I know that no record label want to deal with them niggas. I know they didn't. Them niggas was too raw, yo. I know them niggas was scared to death. Record label execs and shit got to deal with them niggas. Man, them niggas was raw as fuck, man. Them niggas. I know they didn't want them in their buildings. They didn't want them niggas standing out there outside their buildings. Yes, I didn't know. Listen to that song Trading Places, yo. Listen to that song Trading Places. If you listen to what the fuck they saying, what they rapping about, and the way they look, industry was scared of them niggas, yo. Straight up. He said, we all had dreads back then. The industry was terrified. He said, everybody was scared of boot camp. And I know that to be the truth. You know why? And this is why they attacked Biggie. I know why they attacked Biggie. This is why they attacked Biggie. Biggie grew up in kind of like a nice home, I believe in a brownstone. He went to Catholic school, shit like that. And as long as you rap and you cool, but don't violate us, because we the real Brooklyn Zoo. These boot camp click niggas, they the real Brooklyn Zoo. You dig what I'm saying? These niggas is the Decepticons. Them, yeah, yes. So they already looking at niggas like, they probably already was chasing niggas from around Biggie's way. They probably was already chasing them home and shit like that. But these is the real Decepticons. These is real deal New York, the gutter. But I didn't know because I was locked up. But I never heard the Fab Five. Please listen to the Fab Five, man. That's a super group. He said false. Shit. Listen to the Fab Five. Listen to the Fab Five. Telling you. I thought you was talking about mystical boot camp clique. I'm from the South. Nah. Nope. He said, and the whole crew can spit. The whole crew is like that. I had already known about Starang Wonder. I didn't know about Top Dog. I knew about Louisville Slugger and Starang Wonder. I knew about them. I heard about them. But I didn't know about Top Dog. I knew about Smith and Wesson a little bit because they was on TV. They ended up turning themselves to the Cocoa Brothers. They did the song with Raekwon, Black Trump. I knew about them. But the rest of them niggas was too dark. He said OGC and Helter Skelter are the Fab Five. He said the whole crew. He said Buckshot was Tupac's homie. They got fire music, so if you want to know what I'm listening to, I just told you. He said the real hip-hop underground sound, Joey Badass, is inspired by BCC. You could tell immediately. Good afternoon, everybody. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. You seen the title. You seen the screenshot. That's my man. That was my little homie that got killed in the Bronx about his chain. Moneygang Tay. He's from Chicago, for real. If anybody related to Tay is watching, anybody related to him or his family, Tay was a good, respectable kid, man. He was a good, respectable kid. He had a nice smile. I'll never forget his smile. Sense of humor. And he definitely didn't deserve what happened to him. I believe him trusting people and being just a little bit friendly and nice, because I met him because of him being friendly and shit. Um, I believe that probably cost him, but he was a really, really good person. And I'll never forget him, straight up. He said, I'm 48. I remember Helter Skelter. Wasn't they horrorcore rap like Grave Diggers? I don't know. They catch him, Gully. I seen the video on World Star. He said, why wasn't you feeling Tupac in 96 in your last video? Because my mind wasn't mature enough to understand Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur his music was revolutionary. He often talked about being pro-black. I wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. I grew up in a house that was preaching that shit, so I didn't want to listen to it on a song and shit like that. Nas and them was talking about getting money, man. The first trip without the click, sent the bitch with the quarter brick, this is it. That was more consistent with my life at the time and shit. The 360 waves, the Beehive, Tupac, it just wasn't for me. I remember when I went to jail. When I went to prison, everybody liked him in jail. Like, he was a favorite in jail. I believe he was the top rapper in jail, most influential rapper of niggas that was in the penitentiary. So, I don't know. I know that in the summertime when niggas take their shirt off, you would see a lot of them thug life tattoos. A lot of them niggas was doing a lot of fucking time, fucking with Tupac's philosophies. They was doing a lot. He created a lot of riders. But it wasn't for me and shit. I seen Tupac in concert. I tell you when I liked it, Tupac. Tupac had this player thing, right? He always had some clever shit to say to a chick. I like rappers that be on that and shit. I Get Around. Tupac song, I Get Around, that was my shit. That was my shit. That was my shit. Put a little twitch in her hips cause I'm watching. Yeah. Conversations on the phone till the break of dawn. Now we all alone while the lights on. That's back in the day shit, man. Talking on the phone to a chick all night and shit. So that was me and Tupac's all of the follow us, we ride. No, I wasn't fucking with that. I wasn't fucking with that. I wasn't fucking with none of that wild shit, man. I was on some pretty shit. So that's it. He said Pac was so much bigger than her. I didn't know. When I seen the story of Tupac's stepfather, Mutulu Shakur, I knew that he was better than everybody else in pedigree. I knew his pedigree, his parenting was better than everybody else. He was Tupac was bred to be a leader. The message that he brought, he basically brought the message of the Black Panthers to another generation and shit. He brought it and told, we wouldn't have knew about the Black Panthers. That's something that our parents was involved in. But because of Tupac and his knowledge of it, he was able to put them songs on talk about that shit on the track. One of his first songs was called, one of his first big hit controversial songs on his debut album was Soldier, All I Wanted to Be, a soldier, a soldier. If you listen to that song is the story of George and John Jackson. Hit the pen, nigga. Break your bigger brother out. I got a message to the warden. He was spitting that shit way back then. I'm 14 at the time and shit like that. I don't know that he's talking about George Jackson and John Jackson. I had to grow into that and read and become educated and be like, as you read and shit, you like, I heard this before. This is where Tupac got that shit from. And there you go. That was his way of teaching us about revolutionaries. He said he was a poet. Biggie stole Pac flow on Machine Gun Funk. Them niggas was stealing from each other, yo. All them niggas that's on that documentary with Biggie that was battling him, them niggas was stealing from each other, man. If a nigga hearing some live lingo all night, he gonna grasp it. Niggas be saying the dribble all over the world. I started that shit. You dig? Biggie, we used to be saying cream a lot. It was a dope piece of lingo and shit. He wasn't, people be saying no cap. A lot of people say cap now, no cap. And Philadelphia had one meaning. Other places it had another meaning and shit. Everybody say it and shit. It just, I don't know. I don't know. My man Michael White said Vontae was a good kid. Met him downtown LA at a soda store. But you right, Gully, too friendly. He was too friendly, yo. That was my cat, man. He was a cool nigga, man. Kept good weed, always laughing, man. Um, I knew he was about some paper because whenever I seen him, man, he would have on some fly shit. Skinny dude, didn't deserve that at all, man. I wish I was in touch with him, man. I could have put him with somebody if you had to go to the Bronx, I could have put you with one of the basketball players like Future, Shane the dribbling machine, somebody who ain't gonna prey on you and shit like that. He said after watching that documentary, kicking the door was too hard. Yeah. Wiz from the Braveheart said he introduced Hennessy to Tupac. Mobb Deep definitely was rocking Hennessy early. Yeah. You interview my guy Al Pacino, you be everywhere. Tupac had a vision. He used to bring that vision to life. Tupac in his 20s, each year could be a full-length film. He said, I stole the dribble. Nah, you didn't steal it, man. I passed the rock to you, man. Basketball is a team sport. I keep telling you that, man. Do you feel like Tupac turned into Bishop like they say? Nah, I think that's exaggerated. That nigga got around them bloods, yo. Niggas shot him and robbed him in the city. That nigga got around them bloods. It took him a couple of minutes to figure out how powerful and dangerous Buntry and them niggas is. He said he's gonna show his ass. I seen Tupac in concert before. He was showing his ass on stage. It was some niggas in the front row, I think probably threw something on the stage. It was in the Gund Arena, Cleveland, Ohio. Tupac act like he wanted to jump in the crowd. They was gonna tear his ass up, but he just was one of them niggas, man. He was, if anybody met him, and I never met him, I only seen him. They would tell you, man, he wasn't innocent, man. He was with the shits. He was one of them niggas, man. Like, he said, boot camp click, that's classic, yo. Let's all get them niggas. Them niggas don't get their roses. And I think it's underreported, the death of Sean Price, how detrimental that was to their whole little thing. Because that's they Raekwon. I was listening to Sean Price, listening to Raekwon. Them niggas hard, man. Boot Camp Click is definitely supposed to get their roses. Like, they never mention. They never mention that's a crime, man. They supposed to be when people say 1994 and they get to talking about Nas and Mobb Deep and mention them niggas for real. He said that's all Buck's fault. He said I feel sorry for Buckshot. He needs his flowers. It's funny that you mentioned Buckshot, right? He was one of the more popular ones. I didn't even know his music all like that. I knew he did I Ain't No Joke. It was on the Black Panther soundtrack. He got off too. He redid Rakim I Ain't No Joke. It's fire. Unfortunately, these days hip hop is based on favoritism. I'm not gonna let it go like that. I got my own situation. Y'all gonna keep getting fire. Y'all gonna keep getting fire, past and present. Straight up. He said Raekwon featuring Sean Price, Radiant Juelz. Good afternoon to everybody. Rest in peace, Vontae. Cleveland definitely booed Pac. I'm from Ohio. I was at that show. That was in, I believe, 94, 95. In I seen Biggie in concert. I seen Biggie, Naughty by Nature, Rotten Rascals, and Ice Cube all on the same joint. Um, Biggie had to earn his keep, yo. This show that I'm talking about, Uh, Biggie was out, and Tretch was bigger than him this night, and Tupac was bigger. I mean, Tretch was bigger than him, and Ice Cube was bigger than him at this time. Ice Cube came out in an electric chair and shit. You got any last words? Yeah. Fuck all y'all. Ah, I see that joint. He said Ice Cube don't get his respect. His first albums are classics. Gully, you was on the West Coast. Was it Puffy being Puffy? Naive that led to Biggie's demise? Nah, I can't give. Ain't nobody responsible for my security like me. Nobody. Ain't nobody more responsible than for my personal security than me. Biggie had a decision. Biggie didn't have to go to that fucking party and shit. He didn't have to be out there hanging out. He didn't. He didn't. So it was a poor decision for real. I watched that award ceremony that night. Go back and watch that ceremony the same night he got killed. Biggie comes to the podium and he says, "What's up, Cali?" And the way he said it and shit, I'm like, was he trying to be funny? Like, why would he say that? I just said to myself, I'm like, why would he say that like that? And he was gone. The same night. Yep, he said, "Hi, Cal." The same night, Nas and Mary J. Blige performed at that same show. Nas came out on a podium. It came out of the ground. Raised up. That nigga walked around the stage, did his raps, came back, stood on the podium. It went like this. Went back below the stage. I'm watching this shit, right? I said, that nigga left California. I said, that nigga just left the building. When he went back down to that stage, I said, Nas just left the building. I couldn't feel, I knew that it was a volatile time, but I knew that Nas left the building when he went back under the stage and shit. He said Nasir was gone. Yeah. At I am Gully TV _. Y'all remember that award show? He had on all black. He stepped to the microphone. "What's up, Cali?" Was that sarcasm? I was like, man, I don't know what the fuck you think you doing. Cube is the GOAT. It wasn't his decision. Stop believing his friends in all these new interviews. They changed the narrative 5 times since 97. The tension in the air 96, 97 was so thick. The name of the award show, I don't know what that award show was. I don't know. It could have been the Soul Train Awards or something like that. I know it was on TV. Like he was saying, I'm here, I showed up. What? Bad decision. Nas smart, got his promotion, his money, and ran. Don't blame him. I wonder if somebody brought that up to Nas and say, where did you go? Because Nas was out there. Ask Nas, where did you go when that podium took you below the stage? When you... That nigga gonna say, I went to my hotel or I went back to New York City. Puff pushed him to be there. Ho said he called Biggie and told him not to go. It was the Soul Train Awards. Live ass awards. I know it was on TV. I remember that. California is more serious than people know. Rappers die out west fast. Was Biggie receiving death threats? I don't remember no death threats, but I knew this. This is the first time anybody in the world publicly got into it with gang members. We know the fucking gang culture from fucking Rocket and Hot Top, from Colors and shit like that. This was the first time anybody publicly, an athlete, rapper, anybody was at odds with these niggas. It couldn't end good. Like, you out there, this is what they do. They spray shit for a living. Like, they've been doing that shit. I went to see Colors in the movies with my mom and my little sister. That was in like 87 or some shit. I was a little kid. That shit just... People know about that shit, man. Don't act like you ain't been warned about the Crips and the Bloods, yo. Hollywood did enough. Y'all seen what happened to Harold at the light. Why do all the BK Dons say Jay-Z is not allowed back in heaven? Jay-Z ain't thinking. Ain't no fucking BK Dons kick Jay-Z out of Brooklyn. Them niggas don't own shit in Brooklyn. Niggas can't tell Jay-Z nothing. That's a fucking joke. Some poor niggas at home in the tenements talking about he can't come back. Don't nobody want to come back. Fuck is wrong with you niggas, man? We gotta get these bum niggas out of here. Niggas that got that perspective, them the niggas that be sitting on a crate outside of stores killing motherfuckers and shit. Yeah. He said Damon Wayans had bars in the blood van in movie colors. He said, exactly, Gully. That's what I was telling this guy. Do y'all remember when Robert Craig got killed on Colors? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember how it made you feel? Y'all don't remember Robert Craig getting killed in Colors? That's the first victim in Colors. Rocket blew his ass over a fence with a double-barrel shotgun. Y'all remember that shit? I was in the movie. Whoa! Oh, shit! Woo! That was one of the first times I seen a nigga get smoked like that. Like, I was a kid. Blew his ass. Yeah, Rocket. Don Cheadle. Hey, blood. Blew his ass. That was gruesome. If you seen that, you know they not to be played with. He had to get death threats when he was there. Tracy Lee, we got death threats. They called the radio station. Damn. Oh, that's my man H, Live Hip Hop Daily. What's up? He said, Colors is a modern day snuff film. Man, Colors is hard as fuck, yo. That scene in Colors made the whole world go buy machine guns. At the end, when Rocket and that dude sat down on their knees, that face off with the... They shouldn't have showed that to America. They shouldn't have showed that to America. The world was never the same. Nobody was running around with them type of firearms. That was some California shit. Motherfucker seen it. Whoa, shit! Man, we need one of them. He said Colors was scary to me when I was a shorty. Colors was very fucking scary when you young. They whooped the shit out of when they whooped Hot Top ass in jail. Whooped the fuck out. T. Rogers was in Colors. He was. Rest in peace to him. Good afternoon, everybody. He said 80s movies ruined the streets. The drive-by scene at the funeral was real deal. Yeah, that's been going on. That's messed up what happened to dude at the pharmacy store. Sad. Everybody's responsible for their own safety, man. Everybody's not glad to see you. You got to be conscious of what the fuck you're doing if you got jewelry on. That go for everybody. That go for everybody. You know what I'm saying? CIA was helping with those movies. Hollywood gave us colors. The CIA gave us guns. Police gunned Leon down in the bed. That was Killer B. In New York City, it's tough for a regular person to legally carry. Dude was from Cali. He's from Chicago. Cali knows gang culture, so what the fuck was he doing in the BX thinking it's sweet? If you a gangbanger and you from Chicago or you from LA and you watching New York gang culture on the internet, you're not gonna take it really serious. Like, it's some dangerous motherfuckers in New York. Don't get it fucked up. Some niggas that'll get you up out of here. You seen it. But people is sitting back on the internet and they watching 6ix9ine and Treyway and just all of this shit. These niggas be arguing with each other. Some of these niggas be getting high. Like, it's just, it's hard to stomach all of this shit. It's hard to stomach all of it. But when you come to New York City, please move Militant Gully TV. You ain't got to tell me, man. I'm 44 years old, my nigga. You ain't got to tell me to move cops. Just, I don't fuck with no strangers. None of that shit. You got to have a key to get on the elevator where I'm at. Straight up. Like, I already know the rules and shit. I've been doing this shit a long fucking time. A long time. You gotta know I'm cautious. I be in fucking Antigua in the fucking slums and shit. Getting lost. In the words of Mitchy Slick, homie wanted to clack clack. Gang banging is different than the New York City streets. Same with Philly, in my opinion. When you wear jewels, keep a heater or security. They were bums. It be the bums sitting on the crates. People die every single day in the Bronx. With that being said, that might not be a good place to wear your jewelry and shit. I had to interview somebody up there recently. I had my jewelry with me. I took it off. I put it up and shit. Got out the car and went and took care of my business and shit. That don't make me a sucker. That make me somebody who want to get back to my family at night and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't underestimate these niggas. Some of these niggas never had a chain in life. You feel me? Some of these niggas think that's their way to a better life, getting a fucking a diamond chain or something like that. Nah, I didn't interview Trouble. I knew him though. BX ain't a good place at all. Out of towners don't usually tuck their chains. I don't tuck mine. I just take it off and shit. Just take them off. The fuck? You can't wear that shit everywhere. That's the. I was with my man in Chicago. We was down there with Shorty Low. We going shopping. This is he younger than me. My man Dre. He said right when we was about to get out the car, I had like 4 cables on. Right when we about to get out the car, he said, Mill, you got to take that shit off, man. He said, I ain't even gonna set you up like that. We was getting out, we was going to Tops and Bottoms, Madison and Pulaski in Chicago. He said, man, they sent a 13-year-old to get you, man. You wouldn't even know it, man. Little kid ride up on a skateboard, tell you, take that shit off. So just take it off. This ain't the 90s. Niggas don't rock jewels in the streets of New York like that no more. I understand. Detroit Reed tell you about Alpo's funeral. He spilled his guts. Whatever he didn't put in the book, I got out of him. He said that's called self-preservation. Exactly. Detroit Reed tell you about Alpo's funeral. Yeah, he's dead, bro. Helter Skelter, they OG Deceps. Okay. It's exactly like the 80s again in New York City. You did the right thing. Make sure y'all go check out my latest interviews, man. I've got some heat. I put some heaters out there for y'all, man. Troy Reed he fills in the blanks as far as his legacy being one of the forefather of the urban media genre and shit. You only have to worry about your chain around other black men. I don't think no white folks trying to take no chains and shit. I'm strapped. March Marley, I'm strapped, money. Sandy Garcia, get them out of here, permanently. Have you spoken to Stretch's brother Majesty? No. When is the full Troy Reed interview coming out? You gonna get it, man. You gonna get increments. Then you'll get the whole one. You see they got all them white boys in Idaho. Yeah, they was in the back of a truck. They was going to do some work, it looked like. Rappers dying is a new trend. It's not a new trend. I don't know where you been. Go to the white hood and wear jewelry all day. They don't care about the mentality of the hood. It's horrible. It makes us look bad. Why do 10 Toes Down keep you on Hodge's name on his channel? I don't know who that is, yo. I never heard of that platform. Whoever he is, though, he probably suffering and shit. Me and Hassan got this shit in the choke. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds and shit. It ain't no room. it ain't no room. So if niggas have to put our names in their titles to pay their bills, go ahead. I ain't I ain't mad at you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it's like to be underprivileged, but I know what it's like to be hungry and shit. So go ahead and do your thing. We've been looking bad. It's just more out there with social media now. Yeah, I've listened to the Lost Boys. We got to reach who we can and stand with the ones who want to make a positive impact. Mark Smooth, I agree with you. I don't even know who that is. I'm serious. If you're not a big dog at this, if you're not doing no damage, nobody's gonna take you serious, man. These niggas be sitting in their cars all day and shit. I don't know what the fuck these niggas do. I don't pay attention to them, man. I know that this ain't that. He said they use your name when they desperate for views. I understand, man. No man over 30 should wear jewelry. You sound ridiculous. Peace. Alpo84 said, where's your lady fam at Gully TV? None of your goddamn business. Don't ever ask me about my bitch, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you? Y'all hear this nigga? See y'all? Some of y'all come here and get beside yourself. Do y'all hear this nigga just ask me about my hoe, man? Nigga ask me where my hoe was at. Get him out of my chat, man, for being a dickhead. Get him up out of here forever. Go to the hood with 50K, lose, and see don't they remove it from you. Stop blaming blacks for hip hop and ignorance. Greed's been here. My response to the chat. I hear you, money. Why y'all ain't straighten that situation with them throwing that baby in the trash? It's gonna be some ignorant niggas amongst us. Whoever put their hands on a child, disrespected a child, you gonna get your karma. Karma's real. We don't have to rush it. Y'all shouldn't be bent out of shape when y'all know it's coming. You can't do no shit like that and not be punished for it. So don't get all antsy and shit, man. Just let these niggas get their karma and shit. I see you was in my brother's basement in Trenton filming that heat. I be wherever the work detail take me, man. Slipping in the Bronx, you get robbed for the less out here. They gave the last chain back. They cut that boy face from Rap a Lot. They gave his chain back. I don't got them giving, and it made them look bad, for real. I don't got the Bronx giving back nobody else jewelry and shit. We follow you because you bring the real, tired of fake news. I'm at my best behind the camera. We already talked about the Alpo Jim Jones thing. He said the 85ers want the easy road instead of putting in work. Pretty much. I appreciate y'all for coming through that. I've been blowing with y'all for a minute. I don't have no, hey yo, I don't have no sympathy for these niggas. I don't. I don't. I don't. I want the title for myself. So, your full Troy Reed interview gonna break the net. I was real tact. Watching y'all hear Troy Reed talk about Larry Davis. That's gonna be the big piece out of this. This Alpo shit and shit was cool and shit. But watching y'all hear Troy Reed talk about Larry Davis. Watch. Vlad only interviews blacks. Why? Didn't he say he's not a culture vulture? That's not true. He don't just interview blacks. That just defeats the whole statement. It's not true, fam. Sometimes we got to bring the karma down upon those ourselves. That's what OG's supposed to do in the hood. I'm not tied to that hood shit. You did a piece on them Trinidad boys. I was the first to get online talking about them niggas, the Cobbs and shit like that. How many parts you put out so far? Just two. Just two. Make sure y'all like, share, and comment them joints. Pass them around. Let's not forget Crack House with Fred Williamson. Vlad TV is a hip-hop platform. Vlad is not a hip-hop platform. He's an entertainment platform. He interview anybody. He gets his most views interviewing blacks. He just interviewed, I almost had that interview too. The nigga wanted me to pay him and shit. Baby's brother, Terrence Gangster Williams from Cash Money. I had that interview first. He said, I'm hustling. I said, I gotta respect your stance on it, man. Vlad be giving them niggas a few thousand. Wasn't Beanie Siegel going to play Larry Davis at one point? I don't know, but that's the person to play him for sure. Yeah. He said he definitely knows his market. It's called market saturation, man. You when somebody's working and Vlad be working, he's gonna be here. Period. I knew you were serious when I saw a Trav from Miami on here. OG's supposed to be a positive example to teach the youth and not to make the same mistakes. Y'all be putting too many, y'all be taking parental responsibilities and putting it on just black men in society and shit. And I know that it takes a village to raise all of that. Everybody don't want to devote their life to that shit, yo. People is trying to be in commerce and shit. It's time that we stop thinking with our emotions and start dominating and shit, man. All of this, it's too much. It don't got nothing to do with commerce. We got to get on that. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. Follow me on Instagram at @IamGullyTV_. I hope your boy Troy don't pull a Sauce Money on you. You can't. Sauce Money's a creep. That nigga's a creep. Troy came to me first. Came to Hassan too. He told us, this is for y'all. Didn't you see the picture of me and Troy Reed together? The t-shirt say Black Love. Make sure you start spreading some. I'm up out of here. Peace.